that I'm going to use, do the same thing. Okay. And plus, after you drag it, you can just exit out of it. Also, if you want these flares or whatever, message me. I could get them for you. Even though I think they're my graphics pack anyways, but just message me. Okay, go back to light, and at this one, you can barely see it because of the stars. But you could put it like up here, and then it gives it a nice little sort of shiny effect. Also, at this, you could probably go to brightness and contrast and adjust the brightness so it's easier to see. Like that. Yeah. Also, you can add text effects like I did here. It just makes it look so much better. What you want to do is you can either right click it and go to, I think it's blending options. I don't use it this way. Yeah, it's right click and go to blending options, or you can just double left click or left click twice, if that makes sense. And then you have this right here. You should have this window. What I like to do is I like to move it to the side so that I can see the text, because I have it on preview. You can do stuff from here. It's just general stuff. If you want to know more tutorials on this, you can let me know, or I could give you a website that has good text tutorials. You can add things like drop shadow, which what it does is it obviously leaves a shadow like right here, as you can see down here at this box, or right here. You can inner shadow, which is the same thing but on the inside. Outer glow, which I don't really use that often for a reason. I'll get to that later, maybe. And then you can just add a glowy texture on it, which can be helpful too. Inner glow, same thing, but on the inside. Now this bevel and emboss I use on almost all the time on my text. What it does, hold on, I'll zoom in for you. Okay, you see how the text is right now. Okay, if you click on bevel and emboss, it changes, it like makes it more curved and smooth looking. If you hit on contour, it does a little bit more shadow on the top. But if you go to bevel and emboss, you could go outer bevel, emboss, all that stuff. You can play around with that if you want. These boxes here are really helpful because they have like preset ones that if you just like click over on them, they add different effects, like that sort of chrome a little bit. And then like there's just a lot of presets. You could get this one, and then you can play around with the settings more. You can adjust the angle of it, you can adjust the soften, the size, etc. And then with contour, automatically adds bevel. I know it looks like crap right now. Hold on. Let's go back to the regular one. Okay. Okay. Now if you go to contour, you can do this again, or you can just go here and adjust the range. It just really depends on what you want at the moment. And that's just like that. Then you can hit texture. I have textures, which how you add them is you click this right arrow and hit load patterns, and then you can go to the patterns and load them. I have a lot of them here, but you just click on them. You can hit the left arrow, just keep clicking. You'll see how it adds a texture to your text. I'd go with the smaller ones that are less noticeable, not so much like this. It really depends on how you're feeling that day, I guess. And then you get that. You can add satin, which what it does is it adds like a color over it. It's not like color overlay where it's just a solid color. But this one, you can add different, it's sort of like more blending in a way. You can make your text shiny or however you want it. I don't really use it a whole lot anymore. Color overlay, like I said, just one solid color, nothing special to it. Gradient overlay, what it does, hold on. what it does is you can do this where you have one color as the top, one color as the bottom, like that. It doesn't really matter. That's on you if you want that or not. Pattern overlay, which is pretty much like the texture here, just has a pattern over the text. And stroke. This is why I don't use outer glow, because if you have stroke, it's hard to see the outer glow. What it does is, hold on, let me zoom in. Okay, without stroke, it's just normal text, and if you add stroke, it adds a black line around it, which makes it look really nice in templates and stuff. You can adjust the size. I don't know who would want it that big, but usually from about 2 to 5 is good. It depends on how big your text is. And then you just hit OK whenever you're done, and then you have that. And if you don't want something, you could always just hit, you see these eyes here, that just hides it. So you could hit the eye, then there's no stroke, or you could hit the bevel and emboss, so you don't have to reopen it and redo everything. That's pretty much that. If you need help on anything, let me know. I'm gonna do something really quick, how to do it with an image, like a YouTube image. Desktop, let's just open a random one. Let's go to this one. Let it open. You can save that if you want, it doesn't matter. Okay, now you have this. You see how this looks more nice because someone already made it and whatnot. And then you'll see right here there's text there. That's the people who I got it from just for this tutorial. ytlayouts.net. You can go check them out. They have some good free backgrounds, and a lot of categories and stuff to do it with. But okay, you have this. Let's say you don't want blue. You can either do it like we did the smoke earlier and go to adjustments and then go to color balance. And like if you wanted it red, go red. But sometimes it doesn't look that nice because it mixes it a little bit. But that's one way you could do it if you liked it like that. Or you can do what I do. Get a new layer. Hide this so you can see the new layer. I usually go to gradient. Go to that. And then just drag from one corner to the other. And you get this rainbow effect. Now you can open this up again. And then play around with the settings. Usually like screen or color dodge or something. It really depends. Okay. That. Or that. It looks pretty nice. Now you can do the same thing you did with the other one. Add text, add flares, etc. This way is really easy because then you don't have to do a lot of work. Also, something I forgot to mention, if you're making your own, the brush tool. It's really, really helpful if you're making your own. Like, see these, how they just have circles, and you can go down here and get plants and stuff. Like, you could, just like, hold on, let me zoom in and show you. Okay, like if you click, okay, it's not working. Cool. Anyways, okay, you can barely see it there. You can see like grass there. That's not really the best example because it's a very small piece, like brush. You could always do this, like a leaf. You see it there. Or you can get your own brushes, which you can make them yourself, actually. I forgot how I did that. Anyways, to get your own brushes, hit this right arrow, and you can hit load brushes, and then you find wherever the brushes are, which I already have mine here. I'm going to click particle smoke. And these can come in so much help. Like if you want to make this swoovy little background here, sometimes you can get brushes for that, and it can really help. Okay, let's do this. Let's zoom out. Okay. Let's make the brush white. Then you just click and see how it did that. That could be so much help if you like clicked up here. You can add like your own smoke, etc. So that's, and there's the grass it just did before. That can be so helpful. Brushes are more helpful than you think. Most people don't use them effectively, but you can use them and make pretty cool stuff. So I know this video is pretty long. I apologize for that, but I tried to hit everything I could for everyone's different kind of style. Just remember, like I got from this one channel called Zuviox Arts, originality is the key. Which it is. If you're going to be a GFX artist, you need originality. Make your own stuff and be creative. That's about it. If you need any help or tips or anything, message me. Alright, this is Tactics. See you guys.